matter anymore. That does not matter anymore. Just tell him you never loved him, and this is all wiped away forever.
How could I possibly love him? Possibly.
You never loved him.
I never loved him.
Not at Deauville?
No.
Not that time that I carried you from the punch bowl to keep your shoes dry? Daisy?
Please don't. Dear Jay, you want too much. I love you now. Isn't that enough? I can't help what's past. I loved him once, but I love you too.
Love me too? Well, even that's a lie. She didn't even know you were alive. Besides, there's things between Daisy and me you'll never know. And that we can never forget. I want to talk to Daisy alone. She's all excited now.
Even alone, I can't say I never loved Tom. It wouldn't be true.
Of course it wouldn't.
As if it mattered to you!
It matters. I'm going to take better care of you from now on. No, you're not. You're not going to take care of her ever again. Oh, I'm not? Why's that? Because Daisy's leaving you. Nonsense!
I am, though.
You're not leaving me. Not for a common swindler like him. Who'll have to steal the ring he puts on your finger.
I won't stand for this. Please, let's all go home. It's so hot. It is so hot.
Daisy, I'll take care of you. Who are you anyhow? You're one of that bunch that runs with Meyer Wolfsheim. That much I know. Daisy, let's go. You know, I've looked into your affairs, Mr. Gatsby. Oh, yeah. I found out about your drugstore business. I took you for a bootlegger the first time I met you, and I'm not far wrong. It's prohibition. No one cares. And where'd you get your booze from, old sport? Stop calling me old sport. You know, this drugstore business for yours, it's just small change, ain't it? Yeah. You got something going on big now. No one wants to tell me about it. Something with Wolfsheim, huh? Well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to find out about it, old sport. You can bet your ass about that.
Oh, please! Please! I can't stand this anymore!
I don't think he's going to annoy you anymore. I think he realizes this presumptuous flirtation's over. You'll excuse me. Nick, Jordan, you want some? Nick? What? You want some? No. What the hell's the matter with you?
I just realized today's my birthday. I'm 30. 30 years old. I was 30, and before me stretched the menacing road of a new decade. It was 7 o'clock before we finally got into the coupe and headed to Long Island. Tom talked incessantly, exulting as if he had just won a football match. Human sympathy has its limits. And beside me, her head on my shoulder, Jordan nestled me close. But I didn't know her anymore. 30. The promise of a decade of loneliness. A thinning list of single men to know. A thinning briefcase of enthusiasm. Thinning hair. And so we drove on. Toward death. Through the cooling twilight.
You fool me, but you can't fool God. I'm gonna keep you locked up until the day after tomorrow, and then we're gonna get away.
What are you doing, George?
His wife's man! That's what they said. His wife's man. You think I don't hear that? Who is he, huh? Who you been running around with on me, Myrtle? No more, Myrtle, no more!
What are you doing with my clothes?
We're leaving! Day after tomorrow, as soon as I sell that car.
You're crazy!
I found this yesterday. Hidden in the bureau.
You ain't got no right!
You think I'm stupid, Myrtle?
It's for my sister, it's for a
You
dog!
think I'm stupid because all I own is a garage?
No!
No, I got things figured out, Myrtle. I ain't stupid.
I never said that, George!
Coming around with your face all busted up?
What you're doing ain't right!
Yeah, something ain't right, that's for sure.
You ain't got no right! Give me back my clothes! Ah! I hate you!
Ah!
What are you gonna do, George? Huh? Huh? You gonna beat me, George?
No, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! I
me, Myrtle. I'm getting the money just like I promised. I'm getting the money.
Oh my God! Oh my God, he's come back for me!
Myrtle!
He's come back! Wait! Wait!
Myrtle!
I'm here!
Oh my God!
Hey, look. Looks like there's an accident. Maybe Wilson will finally get some business. Well, let's stop and take a look. Hey, officer. What happened?
Auto hit her. Instantly killed.
What?
Yeah, she ran out on the street.
Instantly killed?
Yeah, son of a bitch didn't even stop.
You don't have to tell me what kind of car it was. You killed her! I know what kind of car it was! Wilson! No!
Hey, get a hold of yourself.
No!
Get a hold of yourself.
You killed her!
I just got here from New York. Listen.
No!
You listen to me. I was bringing you the coupe, remember? I was bringing you the coupe. That yellow car. I didn't see it all afternoon. You hear me? It's not my car. Are you listening? I borrowed it.
Hey, what's going on over here?
Hey, he's a friend of mine. He says he knows the car that did it. The yellow car.
Yeah, well, what color's your car?
I got a blue coupe. We just arrived from New York.
Okay, let's clear this area.
Goddamn son of a bitch. He didn't even stop the car.
Daisy, wait! Daisy, wait!
Let me go, please. I have to get inside.
It's gonna be all right. Everything's gonna be all right.
Ruined. It's ruined.
Everything's gonna be fine. I promise.
Everything is so confused.
It's my fault. If I had done things differently from the beginning, none of this would have happened.
I just wanted it to be beautiful.
Daisy, do you believe I love you? Daisy, do you believe I love you?
Yes.
What was said at the hotel doesn't mean a thing. Tom was pressuring you, making you say things you didn't believe, upsetting you.
I'm no good for you.
You're the loveliest, tenderest, most beautiful person I've ever known.
But what if...
Nothing's gonna happen. Look, I'm gonna take care of it. All right? Now I want you to go upstairs, and we're gonna be safe.
He won't hurt me.
Well, I don't trust him. I'm gonna wait here nonetheless.
How long will you wait?
All night if necessary. All my life if you want.
You really love me that much?
Yes.
But what'll I say? You know how I am. I can't hide anything. I'll ruin everything.
Daisy, it's all right to be upset. He knows you're upset. Just don't let him talk you into anything. Don't say anything. Just give me time to set things up, and we'll go away like we planned.
Yes, that's what I want. That's all I've ever wanted.
Now, as soon as I know you're safe, just call me. Our love is all that matters. We're gonna go away to Louisville. We're gonna get married. We're gonna start over. We're gonna live the life we were meant to live. You asked me if we could erase time, and I tell you yes. And I'm erasing it right here, right now. The past is gone forever. All that matters and all that's left is you and me.
Oh my God, he's here, Jay.
It's all right. I'm going to be right here. No one's going to hurt you. Nothing's going to happen. Call me. I'll expect your call.
I should have left you back in West Egg, Nick. It's a long drive back. I'll call you a taxi, but it's going to take a while. Look, there's some food in the kitchen if you and Jordan want to eat some dinner.
No thanks, but I'll be glad if you ordered me a taxi. I'll wait outside.
I see Daisy's home. Good night, Nick. We'll talk tomorrow.
You sure you won't come in, Nick?
No thanks.
But it's only 9:30. We might as well make the most of it.
Is it true what Tom said? You cheated to win that tournament?
People say all sorts of things when you're famous. Nick, you're one of the only few honest people I know. It's why I like you. Please, come in.
Goodbye, Jordan. I need to go home.
Goodbye? That's it? You're throwing me over for a rumor? Fine, be a coward. I thought you were different, Nick.
30, Jordan. 30. 5 years too old to lie to myself and call it honor.
Goodbye, Nick.
Hey, Nick. Jesus! What the hell are you doing? Standing here. You see any trouble on the road?
Yes?
Was she killed?
Yes!
Thought so. Told Daisy I thought so. It's better the shock should come all at once. I took the car to back road up to West Egg and parked in the garage. I don't think anyone saw us. Well, I hope they did. Who was the woman?
Her name is Wilson. Her husband owned the garage. What the hell happened?
Well, I grabbed the wheel from Daisy and tried to swing it away.
Daisy? Daisy was driving?
Yes, but of course I'll say I was.
I just assumed that...
When we left New York, she was nervous, and she thought it would calm her nerves to drive. And all of a sudden, this woman just rushed out on the road as we were coming past another car. It all happened so fast. It was like she knew us and wanted to talk to us. Well, Daisy swung the car into the other one, but then lost her nerve and swung it back, and the moment my hand grabbed the wheel, I felt the shock. Must have killed her instantly.
Ripped her open, for Christ's sake.
I don't want to know.
Why didn't you stop? Get some help.
Well, Daisy stepped on it. I tried to make her stop it. I pulled the emergency brake. She fell into my lap and said she wanted to be taken home.
You need to go to the police.
Can't do that. Tell them it was an accident. I'm going to fix everything.
Everybody saw the car. There were eyewitnesses. You can't hide a car like that. They'll trace it to you. And then they'll find out Daisy was driving.
No, you're not going to let that happen, and neither am I. She just needs to rest. I'm going to wait out here to make sure Tom doesn't bother her.
Where's my taxi? You need to come home with me.
No, I'm going to wait here until Daisy goes to bed.
Gatsby!
Good night, old sport.
I have a way of finding out about that car. The yellow one. Who it belongs to. A couple months ago, she came back from the city. Face bruised, her nose swollen. Oh my God, he killed her.
Who did?
I have a way of finding out.
George, you don't know what you're saying.
He murdered her!
It was an accident.
No! Oh, I'm one of those trusted sort of fellas. I don't think no harm to nobody. When I get to know a thing, I know it. It was the man in the car. He ran out to speak to him, he wouldn't stop.
George, is there somebody I could telephone, a friend, anybody?
I spoke to her. I said, you can fool me, but you can't fool God. I took her to the window. I said, God knows what you've been doing. Everything you've been doing. You might fool me, but you can't fool God. God sees everything.
Nothing happened, old sport. I waited till 4 in the morning. Came by the window and looked out, stood there for a minute, and then she turned out the light.
You really need to leave town for a few days. It's pretty certain they'll trace that car.
I can't do that. I can't possibly leave Daisy.
Why would you listen to me?
Look, I owe you an apology, man.
I don't care about that.
I owe you an apology for some of the lies. James Gatz. It's Really, or at least legally my name. We're cousins, you and me, Nick. Two boys out of the Midwest who came to the East Coast to make their fortunes. My parents are farm people out of North Dakota. Good people, honest but poor, and I didn't want to live that life, so I invented this J. Gatsby. Kind of guy every 17-year-old boy would want to be, and then I ran away. And then I met Daisy. And, well, of course I thought she was going to throw me over. I mean, what did I have to offer? Just being some farm boy. But she didn't, because she was in love with me, is in love with me. And now that I have her back, I'm going to make things the way they should have been. Thank you. For what? 12 minutes to my train. I've missed 3 already. I don't want to go to work today. I'll call you. You want to know something funny? I've made use of the pool all summer. I really wish you'd leave town for a few days. I know. Thank you, Nick. You've been a good friend, and I appreciate it. I'll call you about noon. Do, old sport. I suppose Daisy will call. I suppose. I mean, after all, we made a promise to each other. Yes. Well, goodbye. Goodbye, old sport. They're a rotten crowd, Gatsby. You're worth the whole damn bunch put together. I was always glad I said that. It was the only compliment I ever gave him, largely because I disapproved of him from beginning to end. I remember the rest of that day and that night and the day after that as an endless parade of police, and photographers, and newspapermen. Stories about Gatsby were a nightmare. Grotesque, eager, circumstantial, and untrue. I found myself on Gatsby's side, and all alone. Nobody else cared. No one. Where were the party people now? I called up Daisy to see how she was taking it. She and Tom had gone away earlier that afternoon, leaving no return address. I wanted to find somebody for him. I wanted him to know that somebody cared.
I can't do it. I can't get mixed up in it.
But you were his closest friend.
Yeah, I raised him up from nothing. Right out of the gutter.
The funeral's this afternoon.
I wish I could be there. I really do.
Then come.
I can't. I got a rule. When a man gets killed, I don't get mixed up in it in any way. I keep out.
He'd really want you there. You were his closest friend.
My memory goes back to when I first met him. A young major just out of the army. Chest covered with medals from the war, it's true. He had to keep wearing that uniform because he couldn't buy some regular clothes. First time I seen him was when he came into Weinbrenner's pool room on 43rd Street. He was asking for a job. He looked like he hadn't eaten in a couple of days, so he says, come have lunch with me. He ate $4 worth of food in like half an hour.
Did you start him in business?
Start him? I made him. Like I said, I raised him up from nothing. Mr. Carraway, let us learn to show our friendship for a man when he's alive, not after he's dead. At that point, I say leave it alone.
Day of the funeral, nobody came. Daisy never even sent a message, not even a flower. And then one day in late October, I saw Tom and Daisy walking ahead of me on Fifth Avenue. Just as I slowed to avoid overtaking them, he suddenly saw me.
Nick! Daisy, look, it's Nick. Nick, how you doing? What's the matter? You object to shaking my hand?
Yes? You know what I think of you.
You're crazy, Nick. What the hell's the matter with you?
What did you say to Wilson?
I told him the truth. I told him the truth. He came to the house when Daisy and I were leaving. He would have killed me if I didn't tell him. He had his hand on that revolver the whole time. Besides, Gatsby had it coming to him anyhow. Son of a bitch ran over Myrtle like you run over a dog. It didn't even stop.
You always were my favorite cousin, Nick.
You're careless people. You smash objects and creatures, and then you retreat into your money, or your vast carelessness, or whatever it is that keeps you together. And then you leave it to somebody else to clean up the mess that you made. I couldn't forgive any of them. After Gatsby's death, the East had become haunted for me, distorted. It was time to go back home, back west, where the blue smoke, a brittle leaf stirs in the air, and the wind blows the laundry stiff on the line. As I brooded on all this, I thought of Gatsby's wonder when he first picked out the green light at the end of Daisy's dock. He'd come a long way to this blue lawn and this huge failure of a house, and his dream must have seemed so close he could hardly fail to grasp it. Gatsby believed in the green light, in the orgastic future that year by year recedes before us. It eluded us then, but that's no matter. Tomorrow, we will run faster, stretch out our arms farther. And so we beat on, boats against the current, borne back ceaselessly into the past.
Beautiful Dumbarton Museum and Courage for Kids, providing backpacks filled with school supplies to at-risk DC kids. We sold out 3 nights here at Dumbarton House, but tell your friends to come.